Thankful for to get a W. Great play by Malcolm at the end to go win the game. I think defensively, they had those two drives. They just went elite tempo, and we didn't have really a way to answer it. And quarterback, I thought their quarterback played really well. A bunch of NFL scouts were here to watch him, and I thought he competed. I made sure to find him after the game. I had a lot of respect for the way that they played. They were tough. They were hard-nosed. We left some things out there, obviously, that we have to improve upon. We have to make a big jump this week. The fact that we were +2 in the game, I believe +2, yes, obviously was important. Thought the kicking game was solid for us. So a lot of things to build on, some things we have to correct. Obviously, we lost Wood. That injury did not look good, so we'll have to wait and see. But he's a beloved member of this team, and that took a little piece of all of us. So hopefully he'll be back at some point, but we'll have to wait and see tomorrow. So with that, I'll answer your questions.
You got a lot of one-score games when you play power conference teams. How does it feel to get on the right side of this one and do it by winning it? Not when making a play.
Yeah, I think that was the key. We made a play, right? And I thought the offense did a really nice job. Obviously they went down, they took the 10-point lead, and then that drive, we had a great drive going to that one, just that one play, But even then, we made them use their timeouts. I had them in the 4th and 5, had the penalty. Great call by John. That quarterback eluded us. We had, every time we got close to some pressure, he was able to make a play. With his feet, and really, even that long drive. I mean, there's 2 drives in a row they went tempo where they didn't throw a ball. I mean, one ball in the flat, but great call by John. He brought the simulated pressure, went to cover 2. They took a shot at the hole. I mean, I just saw the guy running wide open, and all of a sudden Malcolm shows up, and that's what Malcolm Hartzog does. He doesn't talk a lot; he just makes plays, and happy to see him have a chance to make a play. That was a nice call by John.
How did they defend you? How you expected with that kind of iron shell, where they're kind of taking away the deep throws down?
Yeah, we knew that's what they would do. I think the big thing that they did early was coming out and, we went to empty, just zero blitzing us and just showing zero. Kind of the UCLA plan from last year, bringing different people. That frustrated us a little bit early. I thought Hogue did a nice job of reacting to that, and we thought we ran the ball really well in the first half. I don't know, we got to close to 100 yards probably in the first half. Obviously, the false start on the goal line didn't help. We could have used those points. Just think we stalled a little bit in the red zone in the 4-down territory. That's who they are. They're 3-2 shell. It's the Iowa State defense. Like, just keep everything in front of you, try to frustrate you, make you execute play after play after play after play. At halftime, we had 19 minutes and 32 seconds of time of possession. They had 10. So, it's kind of the way we wanted the game to go. To their credit, they came out and they answered us. We moved the ball down to start the second half. 4th and 2, we decided we were going to go for those. I went for it. They went down and answered with a score and turned it into a game, So we have to figure out, we had a lot of third downs, but probably some of those 3rd and 4th downs, like if we get maybe one more back, might have been a little bit better off.
You went again on 4th and 2 at the goal line in that time you got it. What kind of confidence do you have in Dylan to be able to make that kind of play?
I have confidence all the time in Dylan. We had the look to play before too. We thought, they kind of played a little different leverage, so he handed the ball off, knowing he had 2 downs, just veteran play. Even some people might not recognize, even taking the sack on the 2nd down at the end of the game, like that's a veteran play. If he throws that ball away, they save a timeout. Now they have a timeout at the end of the game, but he knew that even taking a sack, while we don't want to do that, that's the better play than throwing the ball away. So I think if you go back and look at all the things that Dylan did in the game, I think maybe it was really one of his more mature games. But yeah, the 4th and 2 play, it was a run RPO. He signaled the right RPO. Dane won. I think the good thing for me coming out of it, we played a lot of guys tonight. It was a hot, muggy night. We had a lot of possession, but I thought Dane and Isaiah, when the ball came to them, they won the one-on-ones, and that was a crucial play. And the thought also being there, Mitch, it's a 3-point game. A field goal makes it 6. If we stop them there, we get the ball back, and hopefully with good field position.
It seemed initially you were a little confused about the shape of his play. It was obviously the wrong call on the field, and then it seemed like they made a call, but you didn't hear it in the headset, and then you kind of celebrated that play late in the second quarter.
The shape, the fumble?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I can't hear, what the officials say. Same thing happened on the one. We fumbled the ball forward, and they marked it 4th and 1. They marked it where the ball went out, and we put the goal line, and we had to call timeout. And they made the right call. It's just we can't. When they make an announcement, the TV can hear it. You guys can hear it. We can't hear it. It's on the field and it's really loud. So I thought he said 1st down. Typically I rely on the line judge or the side judge next to me to tell me what the answer is ahead of time. They'll say, hey, they overturned it or they kept it. he didn't know, I didn't know, and then when he started walking, we were all going, "What is it?" And then he went this way, obviously. So, I thought it was a really well officiated game. They were very fair. I thought it was excellent, and I thought the replay was good. I mean, I was 50-50 on the Isaiah play, and obviously Isaiah made a great play getting his foot down. So.
And at 32 touches, did you kind of think this could be that kind of game for him going in with that workload and what he gave you tonight?
Yeah, I think we thought maybe we'd play the other guys a little bit more, but that we just had a lot of tempo plays, right? We had a lot of plays that we just stayed no huddle and just try to keep them from putting their pass rush package out there. So, and I thought he ran really hard. I don't know how many yards he finished with. They didn't give me. I don't have stats.
108.
Okay, 108. Yeah, so I thought he did what he's supposed to do. 108. Caught the ball in the backfield, made the first guy miss, picked up blitzes. So, but yeah, Mosey and Makai, they'll continue to come along.
Now, what were your thoughts on the crowd and just the impact they had and just selling out Arrowhead Stadium?
Yeah, I thought it was amazing. Absolutely amazing. I think they said something like 92 to 95% of the tickets sold were through us. I just think that speaks to what we have here. And, especially a tight ball game like this where the crowd is so energized, so alive. We're on the road and I'm having to wear a double thing. Which is great, and you saw the impact of that, some false starts by them in crucial times. Unfortunately, the last one, they made a play on fourth down to get it, but they had some crucial false starts, which you have to attribute directly to our fans. And, obviously we'd love to win the game by more. We'd like to have taken the lead, but I thought that was an exciting way, and just see our guys make plays down the stretch. I hope the fans enjoyed that part of it, and it was certainly fun to see them celebrate at the end.
Coach, the 2-yard field goal is the it's the difference in the game, 3 points, and Archie pits them at the 9, makes them go 91 yards if they're going to win it. How impactful was that of the special teams as a whole?
Yeah, I thought the special teams were great. Obviously the first kickoff got out to the 35. We don't want that. Kicked the ball out of bounds. We don't want that. So, it's like everything else. Like there's some good, some bad. I thought, Kenneth Williams made good decisions on the kickoff returns. I thought Ja'Cory fielded every punt, including the 135-yarder. We almost blocked the one, or we got close to one. To be able to kick that field goal there in that time was a crucial play. That's a big change in the game. Archie getting out there and playing for the first time. He kicked, a couple left-footed, one right-footed, puts them down inside the 10. So, it's like the rest of the team. Like there's going to be a lot of good. There's going to be a lot of things we want to correct. And, I think the good thing is, we're going to go right back to work tomorrow. We'll be in the weight room at 11 o'clock. This is no, hey, happy Memorial Day. And that's not because of the game. That's just the plan, right? So we'll be in there tomorrow at 11 and we'll start getting better for next week.
You said this team is going to look a lot different come week 12 than tonight, but just what is this game going to do for just the experience across the roster?
Yeah, I think even as we got out there at the beginning, let's not forget now, we're the youngest team in the Big Ten still, right? And so it's great when a senior makes a play like that down the stretch. We had a lot of guys that were kind of out there that wasn't I told our guys we're getting a little bougie around here. We played our last game at Yankee Stadium. We show up yesterday. Andy Reid shakes everybody's hand. We go in there. Patrick Mahomes is on the sidelines. Patrick Mahomes is being restrained from where he can go, and we're there. He's not really being restrained. But I guess those are the people that are at the games. It's kind of cool to be a Husker right now, And so playing at Arrowhead, I thought it was awesome. But I think at first, early on, Snow was on the headset, man, we're not running great angles. The first couple drives on defense were I think you got to play a game. You really do. You got to play. And so I think we'll learn from it, But I just like the fact that the guys they weren't yelling at each other. They weren't snapping. They were just hey, this is a football game, and we're crazy if we think Cincinnati's not going to come in here. I told everybody. I told them, hey, these guys get up early. Now the thing that they did was we'll have to adjust to the tempo. The great thing is the Big Ten's not necessarily a tempo league, but I do think the tempo got us, and we'll have to adjust to that as we kind of move forward.
When you obviously can't look in the crystal ball, right? But when you have a game like this and you actually get tangible results, where it's not you talking, they actually did it and they won a close game. What can this do for you, especially a young? Yeah,
I don't want to get too way out there. I'll leave that to everybody else. This game 1, we won the game. We'll just try. We believe we make the biggest jump from week 1 to week 2. I think when our guys start putting these labels on things is when we get in trouble. We beat Rutgers last year in a close game, but then we lost it. We just got to get better every week. We've made a commitment as a team to each other and a commitment to improving throughout the course of the year. I just like the demeanor on the sideline. I like the demeanor in the locker room. So again, I think every time we go out to compete and we win the football game, great. We'll just have to look at the things we have to do better. But I love seeing guys fight. So we'll try to build off that.
All good.
All right, thanks.